it's really important to remind yourself that that same energy that feels abrasive to you in one moment very easily might feel amazing to you in like 2 or 3 days after you acclimate to that higher frequency. How's it going? It's Chris, your spiritual mentor. And today, what I want to talk to you about is the difference between high vibrational and low vibrational energy. And that might actually seem really easy to tell, but in fact, it's quite hard to tell sometimes because a lot of the time, high vibe energy can feel really bad, and low vibe energy often feels really good. So, in this video, we are going to get into the details of what exactly high vibrational energy is so that you can notice it when it arises in your life, and what exactly low vibrational energy is so that you can notice that in your life. Because although it can seem very obvious to differentiate between the two, it actually can get quite complicated. So, let's talk, for example, about high vibe energy that feels bad. So, a main thing that I see is stepping out of your comfort zone. A lot of the times when we're stepping out of our comfort zone, we're stepping into higher vibrational energies. But because it's out of our comfort zone, it feels negative. And the experience of it is often a negative experience, at least at some points in it. But as we all know, stepping out of your comfort zone is awesome. And if you're doing it with purpose and intention and in a direction that you really want to go in, then it's one of the best things ever, although it feels really abrasive to the nervous system. Another example is getting a major spiritual upgrade. So, when we go through a major spiritual upgrade, we often have a core restructuring that happens. We go through a full system reset in our body, mind, and spirit. And when that happens, it literally feels like we're dying. And that's why often people call it ego death. You know, your ego doesn't stay dead. It's just the old version of it dies and you form a new ego, unless you go straight to enlightenment. But I'm not there yet. So if you are, I'm trying to get like you, bro. Just kidding. I don't even want to be enlightened, really. I'm fine with the journey of spirituality. I'm not in a rush to get to any end goal in any sort of way. So remember that high vibe energy often feels bad. You also might encounter someone that's so loving that it's uncomfortable for you. They can almost like see into your soul, and you start to feel anxiety when they look into your eyes. And for the untrained eye, you might think that person is the negative person. But if you really tune in, you'll feel that that person is just shining light onto your wounds, which makes you feel negative. So now I'm going to give you the step-by-step instruction on what to do when you are experiencing something like that and you want to overcome that barrier of discomfort and actually move into a higher vibration. So the key is to relax your body and just gently move into the action. You don't need to have this whole story and make a big decision in your head. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stick to it. Like that type of stuff. It works sometimes, but I like to move from presence. If I want to do something, I just start doing it. I don't create a whole story in my head about how I'm going to do it and why. And in my heart, I already have my why. In my heart, I already feel my purpose, and I just follow the step by step. I just start moving my body, moving my lips, doing whatever I'm doing. And also, it's really important to remind yourself that that same energy that feels abrasive to you in one moment very easily might feel amazing to you in like 2 or 3 days after you acclimate to that higher frequency. So a lot of the time, it's just kind of like jumping into a pool. At first, you feel so cold and you almost want to get out, go to the jacuzzi where it's nice and comfy. But if you sit in the pool for what? Like 30 seconds, a minute, you start to acclimate. And then it just feels normal to be in the pool. It doesn't feel cold. Same thing with high vibe energy. You might have to acclimate at first to get adjusted to it. And once you're adjusted, then it's fun, pleasant, happy, all those things that we normally associate to high vibe energy. So now let's talk about low vibrations. So low vibe energies that feel good. It's kind of easy to tell this, right? Like you could probably think of a couple things. One is like eating unhealthy. The energy of that is really negative, but we feel really good when we do it. To call back to my previous example, staying in your comfort zone. Oh, I'm just going to stay in today, not do anything, not take action on my purpose, just stay in this nice little comfy hole until all hell breaks loose and then I have to go fix things in my life. You know? Comfort zone. The comfort zone is it's negative energy. It's fine to be in your comfort zone and just relax, but if we're like clinging to our comfort zone and clinging to feeling good, that actually is a low vibrational energy. Another easy example is gossip. Gossiping and talking bad about someone feels good, but the energy of it is actually low vibrational. And the same thing happens with low vibe energy. At first, it feels good, but then you acclimate to the frequency and you start feeling what it really is, which is a low vibrational suffering frequency. And because you are now in a state of adjustment to the negative energy, you can notice that. But when you're first falling into the trap, it feels really good. An example could be drugs or food or whatever. So now, for the most important part of the video, let's talk about how to recognize high vibrational energy and low vibrational energy without even considering if it feels good or not. Because if it feels good or not, like I've just proven in this video, it's pretty irrelevant to if it's high vibe or low vibe. High vibe and low vibe have particular traits, and sometimes that makes you feel good, sometimes it makes you feel bad. High vibrational energy is always open, it's expanding, and it's trusting. So when you're feeling high vibe energy, it feels like you're getting closer to something, like almost like you're moving closer to someone's face. You feel this sense of intimacy where you're getting close to either another person or closer to your own body or closer to your spirit, closer to God. There's this intimacy, this closeness, which to some people can feel really abrasive, especially if they like separation and they like having distance from people. That high vibe energy of love can feel shocking and it can feel overwhelming. So the way that I do this is when I'm feeling into an energy, I just tune into it and I relax and I stop thinking about if it feels good or not. And I just notice it. Does it feel open, welcoming, expanding, almost like sticky, like it's drawing you into it? Or does it feel closed, contracted, and doubty, like you're doubting everything? You're like, I wonder about this and wonder about that. Like you're questioning everything if you tune into it. And if you feel the energy itself, it's like an anxious person like darting their eyes around the room. It's this closed off, separate feeling. So whenever you're tuning into the energy of something, don't tune into if it feels good or not. Tune into if it feels open and expanding or if it feels closed and constricting, because that is the factor that's going to benefit your life. Is not if you follow things that feel good, but if you follow things that are open, expanding, and trusting, high vibe, as opposed to following things that are closing, constricting, right? An example is gossip. When you start gossiping, it's like all your awareness shrinks from all the love you were talking about, and you just focus on this person's bad trait and you just talk about it and you make jokes about it. It really narrows you in. It kind of squeezes your belly in, squeezes your mind in, right? It's constricting as opposed to stepping out of your comfort zone. It kind of feels like jumping out of a plane when you're skydiving. It's like, oh no, but then it like expands a lot. So this is just a really general video on how to understand the difference between high vibe and low vibe energy. There's obviously much more complexity to this, but this is a great rule of thumb to live by. And if you live choosing things that are opening and expanding, I promise you your life itself will open and expand. So thanks so much for watching. I do want to invite you to a special free event that I host every single Sunday called Breathwork Club. And all you have to do is join the link in my bio to go on Telegram in the group chat. And then we post the Zoom link every week in there. We meet at 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST. So thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you have a blessed one.